Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian from Kingdom Hearts Cross Nation, and before we get started on today's video, I would like to say thank you to today's lucky Patreon, Brian. No, this is not myself, okay? I'm not congratulating myself. This is actually a Patreon whose name happens to also be Brian. But anyways, thank you, Brian, so much for becoming a Patreon. It legitimately means a lot to me. Like every single one of you who show your support for me, even if it's just a simple thank you and whatnot, like it really means a lot. But without further ado, let's get on with today's episode. So today, basically, today's kind of like a big thank you type of video towards SENA, because honestly, they've been making so many good moves lately. Well, let me rephrase it. They've been making good moves lately. That doesn't mean it's only been good moves. They've been making some bad moves too. But at the very least, they're making good moves. They're improving, okay? And that's what I look for as a consumer, as someone who plays the game. Like, I want to see that, you know, some type of response from them in like banners and whatnot. That like something shows that like they're may actually be listening to us as the players and whatnot. And today I'm kind of showing you on my game right here, because the first thing that I want to talk about are the raid bosses that we've been having recently. So just this last weekend, and we're going to be having it every weekend this month as well, and I'm hoping this continues on for like the rest of the months too, and it's just not this month. But let me see if I can find the notice for it too. So basically, okay, just like usual, we're getting our raid bosses, but on top of, we're also getting, as part of the raid boss, like boards, like event boards and whatnot. We also are getting the chance to have magic brooms finally as part of like the event raid boss weekend raid boss thing. Okay, but that's not what I'm excited about. I mean, those help, but that's not what I'm excited about. What I'm excited about, and what I'm so happy that they're finally going to start doing, is the fact that they are super buffed up. Let me see if they say it in their tweet. I wonder if it actually says it in their thing. Yes, they actually do state it in here. So they actually stated right here that this time the raid boss has been made even more powerful. Okay, right there, more powerful. Okay, and that's what got me excited, because basically what is happening right now is that the raid bosses, the weekend raid bosses, now have 150 million HP, which is a significant buff compared to the last ones. And I just gotta say, like, I'm very happy the fact they did that. And on top of them doing that, as part of this week's, like, as part of like the Final Fantasy Record Keeper crossover event that they have going on right now, we got another event thing going on, and I think I mentioned this in my last video too, where it's another raid boss event. I mean, I'm getting kind of tired of the fact that we're getting just constant raid bosses, to be honest. Like, I kind of want some other stuff at this point, but at the same time, I'm happy that at least they're making these changes. So it's like, okay, I'll go with it for now, type of thing. But for the raid bosses for this event are also equally just as hard, and I'm just absolutely in love with it. And in case you don't know too, you can actually get a chance, or not chance, you have multiple different ways and chances to get this new Setzer medal that's right here that shows like on the banner and stuff like that. I'll go into details too. And just to quickly talk about the medal, the Setzer medal. Yeah, this one right here. Okay. This, whether or not I think it's good or not, I think it's mostly on the side of not good, or should I say not usable competitively, okay? Or in general, I should say. Like, this is a medal that I would only recommend if you're free to play. That is legitimately the only medal I would recommend using if you're free to play. And even then, I wouldn't really say it's worth it even then, because realistically, look at this, okay? So it's a tier 3 medal, deals 5 hits. It has a 50% chance of being a critical attack, more powerful when it's a critical hit, right? It's a random target medal, which, I mean, it's not bad. 3 gauges, but here's the thing, it's multiplier. It goes from a 5.72 multiplier to a 14.3 multiplier, and you literally have a 50-50 chance to get either the 5.2, 5.72, or the 14.3. Like, there's no in between. It's literally you get one of the two multipliers, alright? And I honestly don't like medals like this because of the fact of just how random they are. And we don't have a way to really influence the randomness of these type of medals. Now, after saying that, like, this multiplier is a really good multiplier. So it's like, because of how big the payoff is if you do get the the high end of the multiplier, it's like, if you're a free-to-play player, I can see you possibly trying to wanting to use this. I personally don't like the Setzer medal. I think it's I mean, it's a tier 3 medal, of course, but aside from the Setzer medal, all right, back to the raid bosses. All right, so I'm going ahead and I'm gonna like summon the raid boss because I want to show you guys this. I don't even have my raid boss to level 99 yet, and I'm already loving how it is. Oh my god, too. Like, I'm actually enjoying fighting the mysterious Sir now, because beforehand, like, pretty much this entire event has been mostly a joke to me. But this is probably the only part of the event that I'm actually truly enjoying. Because the fact it's actually finally giving me a challenge. I haven't had a legitimate challenge outside of Coliseum, and I don't really count Coliseum because that Coliseum gives everybody a challenge. But this is like the first thing in like such a long time that I've actually had like a legitimate challenge against. Because I'm gonna play it too, just so you guys can see. I don't care about getting looks right now. I just want to kill the raid boss, and this is basically my competitive setup right now. And I'm actually going to use an aqua medal for here too. I'm not using a Terra because I actually want the AoE, so that way I can kill the raid boss's limbs. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to turn this off. Okay, look at this. All right. This guy, he's at level 86. And he almost already he already has 144 million HP. That's 462 bars of health over here. But that's not even, like, that's not it. Look how much health his limbs have. His arms also have over, like, one of them has over 3,000, it's almost 4,000, and the other one has just slightly over 2,000. Jesus Christ. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna have this playing now so, like, you guys can see this, but oh my god. I am absolutely loving this. Well, like, quite literally, this is probably the first time in quite a long time where I've actually had to continue, or not continue, but I've actually like died past my second chances, and I had to actually like retry to finish off the boss. Like, I haven't had to do that in such a long time, probably in like a year or something like that. I gotta say too, like, beforehand, when fighting the mysterious Sir and like the other parts of the event and such, I hated the music. I hated the boss. But now that the boss is actually difficult for me, I'm actually kind of like, what's the word? Appreciating. I'm starting to now actually appreciate like the soundtrack, because it actually like adds a bit of like, you know, ominousity to the whole situation, which I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying it a lot. Oh crap! I think I might have messed up. But oh well. I'm so distracted by eating and talking. Yeah. One thing I do gotta say for this though is that AoE medals actually really do matter when against this boss. Because let me take a look at my setup real quick. Because originally for this boss, because I mean it's a raid boss, I decided to try using my illustrated Aqua B instead of my HT Final Form Sora, just because illustrated Aqua B is stronger, and it was doing more damage and stuff like that. But when I noticed like it's harder for me to kill the limbs at the same time as killing it, like it just takes longer, I decided to go with Final Form Sora just so that I can more consistently take out the raid boss on autopilot. The only thing I actually have to stop my autopilot now is for my Valor Genie, and once I can guild my Kingdom Hearts 2 Nominate, I'm going to replace Valor Genie for Kingdom Hearts 2 Nominate, just so I can copy like Aqua and stuff like that for the AoE-ness and stuff. But I'm actually going to use this. Who has the least? Yeah, we'll do that here. I'm going to use my Nova too. Oh, and one quick note too. From those of you who are aware, who've read like the rules and whatnot, for this event, if at levels 31, I think 71, and I know for 96, at those levels, if you defeat the raid boss at those levels, it's guaranteed to drop a Setzer medal. All right. On top of, you're able to get a total of 5 Setzer medals as well from the event board. So you can get at the very least, on your own, a guaranteed total amount of 8 Setzer medals. However, if there's like a specific trait you're looking for, or you want different copies, different with different types of traits of Setzer medals and whatnot, you can actually farm for Setzer medals and whatnot with the help of your party members, okay? But you need to be very coordinated with this. And basically the way you want to do this, the easiest way to is set a time with your party members. Be like, yo, let's get together at this time, all right? Like, we're all going to summon our raid bosses at specific levels at this time, all right? So, like, for example, it's 1 o'clock in the morning for me right now. So I could be like, all right, at 2 o'clock, just hypothetically, I'm going to say to my party members, I'm like, all right, at 2 o'clock, let's all summon our level 96 raid boss, and then we're going to all tap each other's raid boss real quick, okay? And then we're going to kill off our own raid bosses, okay? And then once that happens, our raid bosses would die, and we would all get a copy of the Setzer medal. One thing worth noting too is that the level 96 raid boss, if you kill it, does drop a guaranteed boosted version of the Setzer medal. So for those of you who are particularly looking to try and get that, that's worth noting. I'm actually going to finish this off too, real quick, since I only have 3 minutes left. But that's one of the best ways. But if you have to be like super coordinated, you can actually do the same method for all 3 levels that drop the Setzer medal. So not just the what is 76 or whatever. You could do it for both the 31, the 71, and the 96. That's the best way to farm the medals. Not everyone's able to do it though, because in fact, well, the raid boss does last only for 10 minutes before it runs away. So that's kind of an issue for a lot of people. I cannot express just how much I'm actually loving how much like the raid boss has been buffed though. The only thing that would like really make it for me though is they actually have the raid bosses with like about this much HP, if not more. I honestly would not mind. For the competitive weak raid bosses. That is where it's gonna matter. Like, as much as I enjoy having these events and the weekend raid bosses buffed up, what really matters is whether or not the competitive weak raid bosses are also gonna be buffed. That's what's gonna end up defining a lot of things and making things count. Because honestly, I absolutely despise how the current competitive weeks are at the moment. They definitely need a change, because at the moment I have no reason to do them whatsoever. Like, not just how the raid bosses are, but the prizes themselves too also need to change. But I'll leave that for a different topic. I kind of been talking about raid bosses a little too much already. Enough about the raid bosses for now. I'll leave that for another episode, whatnot. The next thing I want to talk about is this. I want to go over these 2 new banners that we're getting. I'm recording this a couple hours before they actually come out of the game. But we're getting 2 new banners that I'm absolutely loving. I believe JP actually got one of these. I don't know if they got the other though. But essentially, I'm going to read this off real quick. But SENA actually tweeted out tonight saying that 2 very special deals are starting tonight at midnight. The special EX deal will only be here for 1 day. Draw once to get an EX medal. Draw from the heavy hitter deal to get powerful single or random target medals, including some high score challenge exclusives. I cannot begin to tell you, just like this is great. This is great. Like, they're legitimately, I feel like maybe they're finally starting to like take steps forward to like actually give us good banners, actually things we care about, all right, which is a good thing. Like, it's a step in the right direction. They're starting to make some good moves again, like I'm saying, and I cannot begin to say like thank you so much, SENA, for like finally starting to take these steps forward. Granted, it took you way too long to do it. But nonetheless, I appreciate it at the very least, alright? But I think that's just cool. I think it's going to be a lot of fun just seeing what everyone happens to get and whatnot. I would love to get a foreteller medal, to be honest, because I don't have any of them. heavy heater deal, that right there is definitely going to help people out. I cannot begin. Oh my god, that heavy hitter deal is going to be like, I'm pulling from this thing. Honestly, I have no regrets. I have no regrets of the fact that I'm not going to have enough jewels at this point for the anniversary. I have no regrets. But that's only because I'm already in a like solid spot in the game right now that like I can be like that. For a lot of you who may not be in the same type of position that I am, you might want to possibly save some jewels and whatnot. But for me, I have no regrets pulling from this banner like just all day. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe and hit that bell button. It's the best way to know when I upload new videos. On top of, feel free to check out my Discord server. I have a link in the description below. I really love being able to talk to you guys directly all the time. It's a ton of fun for me. On top of, if you want a more direct way to help support the channel, please feel free to become a Patreon. Link is also in the description below. But other than that, that's it for today, guys. My name is Brian from Kingdom Hearts Cross Nation, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.